All right. So the first one is we have to using Euler's formula. It's the I, so it should be an I. Theta has to equal to cosine theta plus I sine theta. All right. So we have to show that the addition formulas for sine and cosine are equal using this. So we're gonna go ahead and start off. So we're gonna say theta is sine plus. Sorry. So theta is equal to alpha plus beta. So we have e to the I times alpha plus beta. So distribute. So we get alpha I plus I beta. Since we're adding these two, we can multiply both of them this way. Okay. So now using this, first we're gonna substitute this in. So we're gonna get this with alpha, and then we're gonna get this. We're gonna use the same thing but with beta. Okay. So e to the alpha I is equal to cosine alpha plus I sine alpha. E to the beta I is equal to cosine beta plus I sine beta. Alright, so we're going to be multiplying these two. So we're going to multiply these two. So we have cosine alpha plus I sine alpha times this one, times cosine beta plus I sine beta. Alright, so now we have to distribute, so we're going to use FOIL. So cosine, so we're going to have cosine alpha cosine beta. Cosine times this will be plus cosine alpha I sine beta. Now we also have to do this one. So we have I sine alpha cosine beta. Then we have these two. So plus I times I is I squared. So we have I squared sine alpha sine beta. Alright, so let's go ahead and just let's fix this. So you have cosine alpha cosine beta plus I cosine alpha sine beta plus I sine alpha cosine beta, and this is gonna I squared. Remember, it's -1, so it'd be -1. Not -1, just minus, because we don't have to write the -1 anymore. Oops. So it'd be minus sine alpha sine beta. Alright, since we have cosine and I, so we have to put everything, all the reals on one side and the i's together. So we put the reals together, so whatever doesn't have an I is real. So we're going to combine this one with this one. So we have cosine alpha cosine beta minus sine alpha sine beta. Alright, and then we put our imaginary ones together. So it's I times, so we're going to factor I. Since both of these have I together, you just factor it out. So it's going to be cosine alpha sine beta plus sine alpha cosine beta. Alright, so this is E to the I times alpha plus beta. Since we have e to the I theta, this is cosine theta plus I sine theta. Since we replace this for this, we know that all this is cosine. Alright? Then all this is sine. Alright? So this is the proof for that. Alright? Alright. So now using that, we're going to go ahead and solve the other one, B. B says, show that, okay, so sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cosine theta. Alright, so this is just sine times cosine, sine plus theta of theta plus theta. So using the formula, we're gonna rewrite it. We're gonna get we get sine alpha cosine theta plus sine theta cosine theta. Alright, so you have sine times cosine plus sine times cosine. This is the same, that's the same. So it's like saying, again, it's like saying x. We call this, we're just make an example. This is the same thing, so we just call this x. This is the same exact thing, so we call this x. So x plus x is 2x, right? So now it's not x, right? So sine theta cosine theta. So it's going to be 2 sine theta cosine theta. Alright. The next one is proving cosine of 2 theta is equal to 2 is equal to damn, this thing's making me mad. Alright, it's equal to cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta. Alright, so using the formula from above, again we're going to get cosine of theta plus theta. So it's going to be cosine theta times cosine theta minus sine theta sine theta. Right? Remember, we got the cosine is cosine alpha times cosine beta minus sine alpha sine beta. So again, that just means alpha beta just means the first and the second. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just first and second. So the first and the second. So cosine theta times cosine theta, that is just cosine squared theta. Alright, cosine times cosine is cosine squared. Same thing, sine times sine is sine squared. Alright, so we have cosine of 2 theta is equal to cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta. Alright, then next up we have to show that is also equal to 1 minus sine cosine 2 sine squared theta. So using the fact that we know that cosine squared plus sine squared is 1, we can redo this 2 ways. We can say that cosine squared is equal to 1 minus sine squared theta, and also sine squared is equal to 1 minus cosine squared. So using these 2 facts, we are going to solve for the second parts. So we're going to substitute this in. So first we're going to substitute cosine squared. So instead of writing cosine squared, we're going to write 1 minus sine squared. And we write the same thing. So minus sine squared. Minus sine is just minus 2 sine squared theta. Alright. We do it the other way. We're going to say it's cosine squared minus parentheses 1 minus cosine squared. Alright. So we distribute the negatives. So this is negative 1. This becomes positive. So you have cosine plus cosine. So that's 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. Okay? So that's pretty much it for B and C. Alright, I'm gonna do the next video for D and E in a little bit.